All right. Good morning, everyone. This is Mike Dutter with the National Weather Service in Wakefield, and let's go ahead and get started with your Thursday morning weather briefing for the upcoming weekend into the next week. Probably the big highlight for the week into the weekend is the drier weather has returned. We had a pretty strong cold front move through, lots of showers and thunderstorms last night, later in the afternoon and last night. But that front has cleared, and the weekend looks very pleasant. Getting away from those daily showers and thunderstorms that we've had really right through the week. Welcome showers and thunderstorms, but nonetheless, it certainly had a little damper to the Memorial Day weekend. The good news is that this coming weekend again looks very nice, pleasant, seasonable temperatures, if not maybe a little cool in the overnight periods. The only other factor into the weekend really are the tides will increase somewhat with some nuisance flooding possible in those most vulnerable locations near the waterfront in the Chesapeake Bay and along the coastal waters. Again, just nuisance flooding is expected this weekend with a little onshore flow. There is a subtle improvement with the rain we've had over the last week, a subtle improvement in the drought conditions. However, overall, the long-term dryness remains, which will allow the overall drought conditions to continue. And I'll show you that here in a second. And for our marine partners, small craft advisories are in effect for later today into tonight as northerly winds increase across the Chesapeake Bay. And there could be another round of small craft advisories later Saturday behind another cold front with some winds gusts as high as 25 knots. And again, small craft advisories are expected this weekend as well. The weather pattern for the next few days, and notice again, this is the cold front that went through yesterday, and notice this high pressure settles really over the area pretty much, or at least north of the area, right through the weekend into next week. Into early next week, this frontal boundary could try to move north, weak little front, and possibly causing some showers late Sunday or into Monday. But overall, a dry weekend is expected, and again, very seasonable temperatures. In fact, the rainfall totals over the next 24 hours into Sunday morning, dry. No precipitation is expected. Again, mostly sunny skies are expected. Clear, cool nights, relatively speaking, compared to what we've had. Very pleasant conditions. And even into next week, this is the 7-day rainfall forecast. Again, pretty dry again. More or less than a quarter of an inch of rainfall expected over the next week across much of the middle Atlantic. The heavier rainfall is confined to the southeast states and into the deep south. Our daily forecast again, notice the very pleasant conditions expected for the weekend. Sunday we'll struggle to get out of the lower 70s in many locations with that secondary cold front moving through. But again, very pleasant overnight temperatures in the 50s and maybe even a few upper 40s in those normally colder locations in the Piedmont. And looking at precipitation, really just some small chances of rain, some rain showers on Monday into Tuesday morning. And into next week, we're going to be continuing to see those below normal temperatures. So the warm temperatures and humid conditions we had earlier this week look like they're going to be replaced by some below normal temperatures right through much of next week. And precipitation chances are near to maybe below normal precipitation chances favored. Again, it looks like our pattern becomes dry again. So that will not help the continued drought across the region. Rip current forecast remains low for the next few days. Perhaps on Sunday you could have an increased rip current risk, but again, right now the rip current risk is low. The waves are not expected to be much more than in the near shore with 2 to 3 foot waves. So again, generally low rip currents today and through at least Saturday. Here's our tidal flooding for the next few days. Again, just some nuisance flooding possible, really starting tomorrow and continuing into Saturday at the times around high tide each day. Again, just that nuisance flooding is expected across parts of the area. Now, here is the latest drought monitor as of 8 a.m. this morning for the state, and notice how there hasn't really been too many changes. Maybe some subtle changes in the drought, but overall, still significant areas of D3 as well as D2. Some improvements across the Richmond Metro, into the peninsula, and again D1 still even across parts of southeast Virginia as well. And I just wanted to show you our rainfall that we have observed over the past 3 days at least, and notice this widespread area of 2 to 4 inches plus across much, really from Farmville extending into the especially south side Richmond, into the Tri-Cities, and then into the peninsula. Unfortunately, though, outside of these areas here, other areas of the region haven't seen that much rain over the past at least 3 days, maybe up to an inch in places, but some places haven't even seen an inch over the last 3 days. And the last 7-day precipitation, again, notice how there's more 2 to 3 inches, a widespread area of 2 to 3 inches. But again, there are locations, especially from our office here and down to Emporia, up through Hampton, that's actually has not seen much more than maybe an inch of rain, as well as parts of Caroline County into Hanover and Goochland County, and even eastern parts of Louisa. So again, the rain was welcome, and many places had appreciable rainfall, but some places unfortunately didn't. So our 7-day precipitation departure, again, is still is above normal here in the Richmond Metro in this swath, but really closer to normal elsewhere. And if you look at your 60-day precipitation outside of this little stretch and right across the Richmond Metro, much of the area is still below 2 to 4 inches, or maybe locally 4 to 6 inches below normal for precipitation. So especially with this upcoming dry spell again that we're expecting, we're not expecting drought conditions to change too much despite the rain that we've seen over the past week. And finally, for our marine partners, the next few days, again, just noticing today is that small craft advisory risk in the bay, and then getting into Saturday and Saturday night into Sunday, potential for small craft advisory conditions across the entire waters, especially on Saturday and into Saturday night, and potentially over the coastal waters continuing into Sunday, although the strongest winds will likely stay and waves will stay offshore. Marine wind potential for the next few days across the coastal waters. And again, notice that some wind gusts to 25 knots are expected. The first round of 20 to 25 knots expected tonight, and then that next round expected Saturday into Saturday night. And here are our wind potential for the coastal waters. Again, the same general trend with those gusty winds tonight, and then again Saturday into Sunday morning. So that's all I have for today. Have a good weekend, and I'll be happy to take any questions.